Hello, students. Today's lesson is going to be on area of triangles, and I'm calling it part 2. I also have the part 1 video, which we probably already watched. So we're going to continue on this journey with area of triangles. Now, in our last video, we did learn that the area of a triangle, I'm going to write it maybe over here. Area of a triangle is going to be 1/2 times the base times the height. So when we're looking at this triangle that I've shaded here in purple, we have to identify, of course, the base and the height in order to get that area. So if you look here, it looks to me like the base of my triangle is running left to right, right here, or right to left. And if I count that out, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 units. My height is a little bit trickier though, because as you can see here, this is not a right triangle. So this side of the triangle right here is on a slant, and that is not going to count for our height. Our height must create a 90-degree angle with this base. So the height of our triangle is going to be right here. And so that is 1, 2, 3, 4 units in length. So we have a base of just 3 units. Now we have a height here of 4 units. And so if we come off to the side here, our area is going to be 1/2 times the base times the height. And in the last video, I showed you the trick on your calculator to typing in a fraction like 1/2. So let's review that. You're going to type the 1. Then you're going to press the ABC button and then the 2, and that will enter 1/2 times a 3 times a 4, and that's going to give us 6. And since we're taking 3 units times 4 units, that's going to be units to the second power. So final answer 6, we'll just use U for units squared, and that would be our final answer. Now, a lot of you will not need to use a calculator here because you could do this in your head. If you take these two, 3 times 4 is going to give you 12. 1/2 of 12 is, of course, 6. So that is just a little review, area of triangles. Now, the next slide is going to be also area, but of this pentagon. So a pentagon is a 5-sided figure. So 1 side, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the area of this pentagon, you can see, has been broken up into different shapes that we do know the areas of. So you can see they divided this pentagon up into 4 separate sections. We've got section 1 here, which is a triangle. Section 2 here, a rectangle. Section 3, another triangle. And we'll call this section 4 yet another triangle. Now, always when you're finding the area of a figure that's broken up into sections, know that wherever the solid lines are, see how this is a solid line or a line segment, this is solid, this is solid, solid, and solid. This is what we're finding the area of. Anytime you have dash segments within a figure, that's just the decomposing or the breaking up of the figure. In other words, this information out here, see how these segments are dashed? We are not finding the area here. These measurements must just help us to find the interior area here in this solid figure. Okay, so what I like to do is once I have my different regions, I like to tackle them separately. So I'm going to zhuzh him over here. Let's start with area 1. Okay, the shape is a triangle. It looks like the base is 5 and the height is 12, and they meet at that 90-degree angle, so it's a right triangle. So for area 1, we're going to have 1/2 times the base times the height. And you can either put that into your calculator or do it in your head. I know that 12 times 5 is 60, and 1/2 of 60 is going to be 30. So 30, what do we have? Centimeters, no, meters. 30 meters squared is going to be the area of shape number 1. Now what's interesting is if I jump over to shape 3, which is almost the exact same triangle, you see I also have a base of 5 and a height of 12. So I'm just going to jump over to area 3 and say that that is also 30 meters squared. No point in doing the work over again. Okay, let's jump to area 2. Area 2 is a rectangle, and we know that the area of a rectangle is just the base times the height. So that's just going to be 19 times 12. And I don't know that one off the top of my head, so I'll type that one in and make it go faster. So 19 times 12, 228. So 228 meters squared. And then finally, area 4, we're back to another triangle. Now this one is not a right triangle. This one is going to have a base that runs right here. And we have to kind of think about this. That entire base length is going to be a 5 plus another 5 plus this length, which we know is 19. So 19 centimeters. So if I take 5 plus 5, I get 10, and 10 plus 19 is 29 centimeters. So this entire base is 29. Now my height is going to run vertical with a 90-degree angle. It's going to meet that base at a 90-degree angle. And you might say, well, what is that? Well, if you look over to the right here, you can see that that same distance marked over here to the right is 7 meters. So we can assume this is 7 as well. So we're taking 1/2 times 29 times 7. And that I will also grab my calculator for. So I've got 1/2 times 29 times 7. And that is going to give me 101 and 1/2 meters squared. Now look at that. That might be new for us on the calculator. You see the 101, and then this almost looks like a little letter U, and then you see the 1/2. That's a mixed number. That's the way the TI calculator presents a mixed number. So that's 101 and 1/2 meters squared. So to find the total area of this pentagon, we are going to basically just take all of this, which means we're going to add up all the areas. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Are we ready? We're going to take this guy, 101 and 1/2. I'm going to leave him on the screen. Plus 228 plus 30 plus 30. And I am getting 389 and 1/2 meters squared. So total area equals 389 and 1/2 meters squared. All right, beautiful. Now our last problem is just a little calculator tip that you're going to need when you're doing your homework problems or your mastery. We already know how to enter a fraction into the calculator, but we haven't talked about how to do a mixed number. So I just want to show you really quickly on the calculator how to multiply 1/2 times 7 1/3. So if you take your calculator, obviously we already know the 1/2 is like you just hit the 1, the ABC, and the 2. So that's your 1/2. We'll hit the times sign. Now, to enter 7 1/3, check this out. You basically hit the ABC button twice. So you hit the 7, and then the ABC, and then the 1, and then the ABC, and then the 3. So it's like 7 1/3. That's how you enter a mixed number. And you see your answer is a mixed number, 3 2/3. So final answer, 3 2/3. And finally, the second problem I have here is if we're adding two mixed numbers, 4 and 1/8 plus 2 and 2/3. So that is just gonna look like this. Lots of ABCs going here. 4 and 1/8 plus 2 and 2/3 equals 6 and 19/24. 6 and 19/24. So that's just a quick calculator tip as we're getting used to this, as you're working through your area problems of triangles. Okay, thanks for watching.